One of the first few leadership books in Bahasa Malaysia has been launched to speak directly to the Bahasa-speaking community. The book, Kembara Kepimpinan, was authored by Leaderonomics CEO Roshan Thiran, where he shares insights and excerpts from the life stories of global leaders such as business moguls Steve Jobs, Sir Richard Branson, sport maestro Jose Mourinho and humanitarian pillar Mother Teresa. In conjunction with the book launch, MPH and Social Enterprise Leaderonomics hosted a panel discussion between corporate leaders, Talent Corp Malaysia Chief Executive Officer Johan Merican, BFM Malaysia founder and CEO Malik Ali, Cradle Fund CEO Nazrin Hassan, GE Asian former CEO Stuart Aldin and Dagang Ni Exchange Berhad Group Managing Director Zainal Abidin Jalil. The corporate leaders share their personal stories, challenges and struggles.
Roshan want to talk about things that actually make you a leader. It's actually when you actually face a crisis. And when you actually face a situation which is not normal or steady state. I would say that when I look back at that first company that I worked for, the first one is when I became an operation superintendent. Prior to becoming operation superintendent, I was actually a manager of engineers, people who are highly and technically qualified. We speak the same language, and so I was able to lead with confidence. Suddenly, I become a leader of a team of operators and technicians, non-degree holders, much older than me, extremely experienced. And then you talk about things different than what you will be talking when you are managing a team of professionals. I would say that's my first, what I call, moment of truth.
I remember once we were in a Malaysian High Court in London. Tasri Rafidah Aziz came to talk. And as usual back then, UK students tend to converge, when Malaysian ministers come by and ask really difficult questions to make ourselves look smart and make the government look silly. And then I started my question and I said, Datuk Sri, what is the government doing about, and then she said, stop it right there, young man. He said, repeat the question. And I said, what is the government doing? He said, stop it right there again. Repeat the question. And I said, what is the government? And he said, correction. It is not the government. It is your government. That has been one remark that has remained with me throughout. Because whenever we talk about the government, what's our role in changing it? Is it enough to sit there and point? Or are you going to play a constructive role in making that change?
I guess with BFM is that is setting the culture is really important. Setting out and being very being communicative about it. Right? What kind of culture do you want? I tended to, at BFM that happened in our second, third year after crisis came. Don't leave it till the crisis to set the culture. Set the culture up front. So I think that was one thing that I guess I learned from this, the latest one.
I've seen many leaders in that kind of situation kind of try to push off the problem, delay, not disclose. Jack was exactly the opposite. And he immediately was on the phone back to Kidder Peabody, to GE Capital headquarters, really directing the issue to be resolved as soon as possible. And within, I think, 90 days, we had sold the business to UBS, gotten out of investment banking. And I contrast that with the global financial crisis of 2008, 2009, where we still had a financial services business. And it took months for us to really recognize how bad the problem was. And that's a real example of where leadership can make a huge difference. And you need to move quickly when it's a crisis, even if not every decision is the correct one.
I think important to just stay grounded. I think sometimes when you become CEO and all your staff always like wanting to please you and become a yes man. So you need to probably have some friends or even people in your organization who will be very honest with you if you started to lose the plot.
Well, one of the things that I felt very strongly about is leadership is a misunderstood topic. Many times we think leadership is traits, leadership is about learning. There's many different elements, but leadership is really about accumulation of experiences, learning by experience, and the more experiences we accumulate, the better our decision-making capability happens. And so what I did was to compile different experiences of different people, from people like Jose Mourinho, who was a great football coach, to Steve Jobs, to local Malaysian leaders, to Japanese leaders like Honda, who created the Honda company. Take all their experiences together and showcase how different aspects of leadership is learned in the eyes of these leaders.